Three, two, one. We're live. It's Sam. It's Thomas. It's Clint. It is website one. Follow-up client meeting. Client meeting from 2 days ago happened to be just tacked onto the Scrum. We were going to look at, and I think I have one here prepared earlier. That's the website one pivotal tracker. I'll just reload that. Is it mine? It isn't. Right. So we've gone through in the previous meeting and just done a lot of accepting and different things.
If you could enlarge the text a little bit for the recording, something like that. That's great.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, the thing I had done, I was looking at the things that are in the current log. So a site introduction screencast. That sounds like an excellent thing to have. Being able to accept Jira links or even Trello links and whatever in the project, that sounds excellent. And updating the events show page, sounds good. So obviously all of those in progress and all very, very valuable additions to the site. Shall we look through the backlog?
Yeah.
So just focusing on the. I mean, I guess one could be prioritizing.
Well, we could move this web interface from Mailer back to the Icebox. This is not a prioritized feature at all for us right now.
I would agree. I'd agree with that. Let's pop that into the Icebox. Now, I mean, I'd say the bug, which is when we created actually discussing these things. It's kind of. I don't know that I'd say that's the highest priority thing. I mean, that's going to be for people, but it's not going to be. Not everybody's using the hired, of the activities that our users have in the site. So I guess I could pull that into the backlog. What do you think, Thomas?
To the Icebox, you mean?
Yeah, I mean the Icebox. Yeah. Let's just pop that in there for the moment and try and. So the mailer that's. I mean, this is
also. But you can also pull that back to the Icebox.
Yeah, so we're basically set. I mean, we've kind of, for the time being. That obviously there's that thing we're using MailChimp or what have you to kind of notify.
I was meaning to ask you so many times. I know you sent something out to everybody during using MailChimp. I never got that email. Just so you know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Certainly, some other people did do. Maybe there's some sort of you're blacklisted or something. I don't know. I mean. But yes, interesting.
Okay, but I just wanted to mention that. Let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, there's an issue there with the MailChimp giving you the ability to. Wrong one. Oh.
Okay, I'm losing.
Agile Ventures one that you and I can use together rather than. That's the wrong. That's that one. We log in with this. So I mean, I guess there's a. I mean, the voluntary action Harrow gave me access to this one, to their one. I wonder if I can just.
You could probably give me access as well.
Yeah. And so, give others access to MailChimp. Multi-user accounts. So as an admin and grant permission to managers, yes, okay. Okay, so there's a chore there for me, which is let's rather than doing it now, which is chore.
Give Thomas access
to MailChimp. And assign this to me. Okay, right. So that's pretty high priority. We'll put that there. So link to live feed.
Yeah.
Even if I, yes. Yeah.
Yes. Well, the idea. Let's talk about this for a second. The idea is great to display that live link on the show page. The problem is the way events are displayed on website one right now, is like people rarely see the events page itself because it's they either go in through Slack or the events page is only
Well,
shown for a short while. I mean, the link to that is shown for a short while.
you say that, although
or they can go through the events.
there are a number of paths. However, I would say that actually I fairly regularly hear reports of people being on this page and being confused because of one thing or another. Or I mean, I think we both have a somewhat biased perspective of, like, when we're thinking about all of the users of the site. And so it's absolutely true that we have a number of routes into the Hangout, which include the front page and that includes the Slack. But I will to mail out this link to people as, we're going to be doing this thing. This is the page to get the link from. I mean, I think we also. I don't have it now, but the link here, before it kicks off, does take people directly to that event.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, absolutely. So we can show that link to live feed on that page, and we can also show that on the landing page when the Scrum or the planned event is actually going on. It's a good idea, and I think that we should do that. I know it's been estimated as a 1-point story. I'm not quite sure that I agree with that. I don't even remember if I was in that vote.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I think it's that clearly there's been a break. It could easily be something that we say is unestimated and should be reassessed.
Yes, because it depends a little bit on where we want to put this link, and if we put it on the landing page, it's going to be a little more complicated. But
I would say, anyway, wherever they actually went, like gradually making it clear that there's a live feed available is, it's a nice halfway house for people who are informated about.
Absolutely. So, but Sam, let's just add some tasks to this, quickly, and so it helps us with the voting later on. I would say let's display it on the events page, on the landing page, and also post a notification in Slack when the live feed is available. Okay.
Display on
main route or
landing page. Yeah, I mean, so although I would also, I guess it's I mean, I would certainly display in Slack.
Yeah.
I think there's a number of different things here, and I would, well, anyway, simplest ways. I guess the thing that I want to say is that, although, I mean, this I think should be a relatively high priority thing, I would say that before we did this, the number one priority for me personally, based on my experience of people being repeatedly confused by it, week after week after week in Agile Ventures, is that, and maybe it's just a really complicated thing that we can't fix, but the biggest problem seems to me that the Scrum things and this and the other, they go live automatically. People think that they're live. They come here, they're not sure. They go to the link there or the click to join or whatever, and people end up in the old Hangout.
Yeah. So please do write up a story. I don't think we have a story for that yet, or we have approached this in many different ways, but not directly, I think. So it's a very important thing. I agree totally with you.
Yes, I mean, I think that the but so let's have a. I mean, I would say almost it's kind of a. Well, I mean, there's two different. Do you know, Thomas, out of interest, like if we're on the front page, when it rolls around, like
it says it's live. It says it's live when the time has passed. Independently of whether it is live or not, the site says it's live.
Hold on, listen to the rest of the question. The click to join thing that appears, that automatically appears at the time of the Scrum coming up?
Yes.
Right. And so in the situation where the Scrum Master has not started the Hangout, it will be clicking to join the old Hangout from the Scrum. So I think that is kind of it's almost a bug in the system, that particular bit.
Yes.
The click to join appearing there. I think at least in the event page, it won't say it's live until the user actually, the Scrum Master starts it. But so it's specifically with the front page, the click to join appears, which is a very useful link, but it sometimes points to the old thing because it doesn't wait for the new thing. So I think I'm tempted to write that up as a bug, which says that this is front page click to join appears before Scrum Master starts Hangout. So as a user, overcoming my huge fear of Hangouts, when I join a Hangout for the first time, I want to actually meet other people rather than being in a dead Hangout from the previous day. And yeah, I would just say that is from my point of view, that's kind of, but you know, every week or 2 weeks, I hear a report of this, and someone says, "Oh, I was in the Hangout, and I could." Anyway, we'll move on. So there's a related issue which I think is much more complicated, which is that when we're on the event page, that for a person who's loaded this page and they're sort of sitting here waiting, and the clock rolls around, it doesn't update automatically. But I know we've talked about how that's a very complicated thing, but it would be nice to have that feature in there.
Yeah, we need more processor power. We need another dyno for that.
Well, or just a different model somehow, or yeah. So I'm just thinking. So there's one is this. I mean, the other one is the related. I mean, let's just pop in a couple of the features which would be. I mean, there's an interesting question about the fact that the main site link says it's live. Actually, puts pressure on Scrum Masters to be on time. So it's interesting if that's a bug or a feature. I almost think there could be a way that on the front page, maybe it didn't say it's live, and it actually waited until the Scrum Master said it's live. Would be. I have mixed feelings about that, but there's, I guess, you know, events page should auto update when Scrum Master starts a Scrum.
And we have all the necessary information in our database for that. It's just a matter of displaying that.
So that I can join a Hangout, I want to know that the Scrum has started. Currently, user who loaded event page, show page before Scrum started will not see that it updated. And that's I realise that that's a complicated feature. But it's, I mean, I'd put that in. It's getting in there somewhere. So sorry for okay. So I mean, the link to live feeds, validator for cover image is not working properly. That does sound this is the thing that we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
That I'd say that is quite high priority. I mean, arguably that's the highest priority because I guess is our projects page looking a bit rough as a result of that, or it's definitely potentially confusing.
Well, it looks rough because it's styled terribly. You know, the CSS is.
Oh, no. But I mean, it was looking rougher when we had, like, I think it still does. If we look at the Odin project, when someone gets to, we can't see the Odin project, but
yes, you should be able to click on the Odin project just on the sidebar.
I mean, this looks particularly bad.
Yeah.
So that would suggest to me that this is kind of like the highest priority because, you know, the number of people coming in. This is a big obstacle, I think, coming in. But
yeah.
You know, a big price, so then we've got add search functionality. Is that okay? That's not a search on users. That's search for
content. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I would say, should we not outsource to Google? Rather than building our own functionality from scratch here. I would see this as relatively low priority, but how do you feel about that?
I wouldn't say it's a high priority, although I wouldn't put it on the bottom of the list either, because quite often I use the documents section of the site quite often.
Yeah.
You know, when I document some things for website one, and sometimes when I want to point users to a specific document or article or whatever, I have to, remember, okay, so where did I see that last time? So I have to click through the entire structure to get to that document. Okay, so what I would like to have is a full index, full text search for Postgres, database, for instance, and just get a link to that document. So, I would say for me in my workflow, it could come in handy. But then again, I don't know how many people are using those documents, and that would spark a broader debate, of course, about that. But but the way I use it, I would say it's useful, and it's not very hard to implement because they are ready-made, libraries to do full text search on the Active Record object. So that's not a very complicated issue. It's more complicated out of a interface perspective than the backend perspective. How to display that and where to place the search bar, etc., etc.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a three-pointer there. I mean, my take on it is that I can certainly see how that. I mean, I would also use a workflow like that. I mean, the ability to search generally, but I guess there's a discussion here at Makers as well, and business in general, about what one's core competence is. And so there was an example of, I forget what it was, in a restaurant, the core competency is the ability to produce, this wonderful food, and their website, they're quite happy to farm out someone else to do the website because it's not one of their core competencies.
Yeah.
I guess it's, from my point of view with the documents and so on, is that, Google already provides search. So, I mean, I would have said in some ways, let's go over here, like if I do sites agileventures.org, what's an example of something that you want to find in the?
Well, let's take
Agile Ventures paths, like so.
Yeah.
So I mean, one thing that we can do is like Google already provides full indexing of our site, and particularly because we have it's open. It's not like they're hidden parts of the site. One very simple way to do this is, at least for you, to fix the issue for you, if you do you're familiar with this site keyword. Yeah. So you could be doing this. This would be a quick fix, and then also one can embed a Google search thing into the site that just has that kind of built in automatically and gives you sets of your own search results on your site. Are you familiar with those?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's a way to go. So, but so we could implement that or whatever.
I mean, I guess it's sort of with this thing, like again, it comes up to this discussion of if there's somebody who's excited about implementing search functionality and that's something that they want to experiment to do and so on, then that's great. I mean, we then have again this issue of it's another thing in the site that needs to be maintained that can go wrong. It's I mean, the other thing I would also like, GitHub has fantastic search on its documents, and I guess the bigger picture is I'd love to, as we know, do those. But let's move on. To allow events to have hosts, I think this would be quite useful, although I don't know how high priority it would be. I guess I should be looking at these issues here. We've got videos don't show up, empty videos have some projects. I would say that these bugs are all higher priority than the search functionality. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I'd say that the allow events to have hosts. And one of the things I think we've noticed is that the success of Scrum at certain times are strongly related to people saying, this. But I think I'm tempted to push that into the icebox. I'm not sure that that's like a critical change that's going to make. I mean, I've got a workaround for that, which is like mentioning in the about page that there are, so events have hosts. Look at this one, event page. Oh, actually, so this is the one maybe I just created. So this is like event page showing a Scrum should auto update when the Scrum
Yeah.
started, and they're the one made from before. So I think I just did I just replicate that somehow? Did it accidentally put where did it put it? Does it put new ones in there? No. Huh. I thought I think we have a double thing now, and I'm now. Didn't I just create one that was
I
about?
think you did, yeah.
And I don't know where it's gone. Anyway, but so I mean,
On top of it was highly prioritized on in the backlog, I think. So,
yeah. Anyway, I mean that's the one which we agreed.
okay.
So remind user to complete profile. This is an interesting. I mean, that's an interesting one. I think that's yeah.
That's one of mine. I mean, it's one of my, it's one of the features that I wrote up in order to add the value to the entire system. Basically, I want people to be able to find each other based on their competences and their ideas, etc., etc. And so I say that all users should have at least a first and last name and not only a handle, a nick. But it's not a prioritized feature basically. But
I mean, I think it clearly, it makes, to the extent that people's user things are updated and so on, it makes the whole site. Yeah. I mean, it's a good one. I think this bug is now the live soon link in the events page should go. I think it is gone. I mean, because it now says not yet live, because it used to be live soon. So I think that's actually.
Yeah, I think you made that.
I think I did. Yeah. So that was, and that's a bug, and that's start, finish, deliver, and I accept it. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Here we go. So specs for says sure. Failing test discus feature. Refactor discus events page should auto update when Scrum Master starts Scrum. Projects index page redesign. Yes. Live running Hangout views need to be linked from somewhere. I'm not sure what does that mean. That's just a chore there. Question of whether to merge the events live Hangouts page. Sounds interface vision. Okay. Right. Do we have that? Is that in the? Do we have that page somewhere still?
No, don't go there. It loads all the event instances and crashes the site. So.
Okay, I won't go there then. Okay, I'll let you add a bug report from that. Create edit upcoming event instance.
Just remove that. It's.
Okay. Oh well, I guess that's related.
Well, move it to the icebox basically.
Yeah, it's related to that, the whole thing that John Engelbert was trying to put right. So I guess this one, the Hangout connection, that was a bug. That's been fixed, hasn't it? Is that okay? This one. I think that's like we do occasionally have a failure to upload to Slack. I'm gonna close that maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's it. Hangout is not created on Bubble, so that's. Oh. No, what are you doing? Don't go there. No, I don't want to see that. Okay, go back. Thank you. Okay, right. Index page redesign, live from somewhere. I think it has. It's gone away somehow. Okay. Right. I'm getting pivotal tracker blindness. Live running Hangout views need to be linked from somewhere. Okay, so that then goes back into the icebox. Deploy new instance of Hangout.
Remove it to icebox. It's not relevant right now.
CSRF in Hangout controller. Do we know what that is?
I can ask Sampriti what's up with this. Just ask him if this is.
Okay. So then revisit exception handling in Pivotal Tracker story count.
Okay. And move it to Icebox.
Yeah.
Because probably the Pivotal story count will go because we are using other tools than Pivotal Tracker, you know, so.
Okay.
Or at least condition the display of that tab in some way.
All right. We'll move that in there. Fix UI mistakes, bloopers.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. These are smaller jobs that Aaron and Michelle could start working on. So.
Yeah. Refactor authentications controller.
Move it to Icebox. I don't have it. It's been around for such a long time, you know. So.
Yeah. Autograded client meetings are not showing up in the project page. Yeah.
Yeah, it's related to that issue. So you could. Yeah, these two are. I mean, there are several bug reports on similar issues. So.
Yeah. Anyway, that's good. That's definitely. And then cheat sheet plan for. Yeah, that sounds like a good thing to have. Sending emails, so that's kind of, it's not a high priority anymore. I mean, or is it still failing? Is that?
I don't know. I know that new members are signing up and they are obviously getting emails, so I haven't noticed this bug.
I'm going to accept it as, yeah, it seems to be all right. Put it over there. Okay, and then dashboard tabs when clicked append undefined to URL. Is that still the case?
No, I don't think it does. But ask Christopher about this, perhaps.
But is it like this one? Yeah, no, I think it's fixed.
It's on the dashboard actually. It's not here.
Oh. On this one.
Yeah. So if you click activity feed.
Yeah.
Oh, it is undefined. Yeah. So it still persists.
Okay, so that would be a good thing to fix. And finally, Discus displays links to added and deleted documents. Okay, that sounds.
Yeah, I spoke to Yaro about this recently.
Yeah.
He gave me an evasive answer. I mean, I couldn't make out what he meant.
No, fair enough. So yeah, I mean, looking through those things, there's certainly enough stuff to do. I think, yeah, the most serious bugs, yeah, the cover images, the click to join before the Hangouts. So that's a priority. The link to the live feeds. I mean, I would say that I would be conflicted about which of these two was the highest priority there. Oh, there we go. Events page should all update when Scrum Master starts Scrum. Emerging should all, okay. So we've got two of the same. One of them, I think, is the one to just create. I'll just take the thing from there. I'll delete this one. And okay, and add this data in there. Okay, that was the other thing. Projects index page redesign. I'd put that up to.
Yeah, and we should create a story, or you should request one if you're interested in that, about the landing page redesign. We spoke about this, but you know.
Yeah, I mean I think ongoing redesign of the site and sort of, and I would say that the current, I think the current design is not the end of it. I think it's not kind of a bleed, if you know what I mean. Like there's a kind of it's a low grade issue that sites need to have new looks with a certain frequency and make sure that there's a bigger thing about kind of somehow.
Oh yeah, but we spoke about this. Yes, of course, every site needs freshening up or whatever. But you and I discussed this communicating our vision.
Yes.
Necessity. So, and I think that the landing page itself could do that much better than it does right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think.
I mean, if we see that as an issue, and I think it's a real issue.
No, it is an issue. I mean, I think I can't necessarily articulate it into a story. Well, let's put it in there as we'll put it in there as a. I mean, is it almost a bug? It's like we need landing page to effectively articulate. I mean, filling in that you want those little paragraphs for that series of things. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll put that in there.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Okay. Well, we put it as a bug. I would say it's a feature because, but never mind.
I mean, well, the thing is, we have a landing page that, to a certain extent, tries to articulate our vision, meet people online, collaborate on work on projects, and so on. So it's not like that we haven't, we have an existing thing that we're identifying. Anyway, okay. Are we prioritized now? Do you?
It seems like it.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Thomas.
All right, take it easy.
Okay, have a great day. I'll maybe catch you at Atlantic. We'll see.
Absolutely. All right.
Bye for now.
Bye.